Welcome everybody. This is one of our new videos in our success series. We're going to be showing you, we're going to be getting experts from a whole bunch of different areas, showing you how to grow your practice. Today I'm very excited. We've got Simone Novello from PartnerUp here, and she is an absolute guru when it comes to setting up partnerships and getting you more clients through partnerships. So welcome Simone, how are you doing?
I'm wonderful, Ray. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So I've done a bit of work with you, and I love the partnership model. I think it's such a great way to get new clients. And I don't think a lot of practices have really explored the full potential of getting partnerships. Now, you're a massive guru on partnerships. Do you want to just tell everybody like your experience with partnerships and your background and how you got to where you are now?
Absolutely. So I've been working in the area of strategic alliances and marketing partnerships for about 18 years. And started out in the loyalty marketing industry with major airlines and banking programs. So what I saw back in those days, aside from doing all the big deals and having a lot of fun with it, I saw a lot of smaller startup businesses form alliances with these big programs and grow their businesses in ridiculously amazing ways.
Yeah.
And so even back then I was very interested in the power of strategic alliances, not just for the big guys, but for up-and-coming businesses and business owners. So fast forward to getting into my own business, I started out with a big joint venture of my own and have built my own businesses that way. And I then really wanted to focus on building helping business owners to build their own programs and build their own businesses, much more easily through strategic alliances than going out and finding, individual customers through traditional marketing, which is slow and expensive, and something that really your competitors, can get access to if they have the money or the, more money than you, they get more marketing. So strategic alliances is a very clever way of growing a business. In a way that traditional marketing can't do for you.
Yeah, I totally love it because it's so much more leveraged, and the thing I was that I've heard you say, it's so much easier getting access to one person that has, one person that has access to 1,000 of your customers rather than going after 1,000 customers individually.
Absolutely, and it just makes so much sense. So these days, I know we were just talking about. Lifestyle businesses, because I live in the Blue Mountains now, so why do things the hard way?
I love it. So a problem that a lot of dentists have, obviously, it's pretty common. Everybody wants more patients. They want to fill their practice. There's, just so you know, there's a lot more competition in the dental industry now. Lots of new dentists graduating, starting their own practices. So competition's getting fierce. The pie might be getting a bit smaller. But there's always a way to win, and I think one of the ways that they can really win is by setting up partnerships and alliances with complementary businesses. So that's why we've got you on here today. And one of the challenges a lot of businesses have with setting up partnerships is they don't really know how to do it. They don't know how to approach people. They don't know what businesses would be a good idea to partner with. So that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today, and you can kind of share your experience and help give our viewers an idea of how to do this right and not look like an idiot, get a great win-win outcome, and basically just grow their practice through really good partnerships. So so you have a really cool 6-step process to setting up a partnership. You just want to talk about that, and that's kind of an easy framework people can follow to set up a partnership.
Sure. So, I mean, look, I think deep down we all have a fear of rejection, and partnerships. A lot of people either don't think about the opportunities that are sitting right in front of them because they're not thinking that way, or they are reluctant to pick up the phone because they're not sure how to set it up.
Yeah.
So that usually that's the main blocks that our clients have. Interestingly enough, speaking of dentists and any sort of professional services industry, we have a growing number of, I think we have 3 lawyers booked into our next half-day seminar. So we have more and more clients in professional services industries and industries where people are looking for referrals. They're not so much walk off the street kind of industries.
So I think with those kind of services, especially with, like, say, with dentistry, it's not the kind of place you'd you're just going to be you could be spending a lot of money with a dentist. So you really a personal referral or another company referring you to them is very powerful in that situation.
Absolutely. Look, and even in our business, this strategy works whether you're a product-based business or service-based.
Yeah.
It also works no matter what size of business you have.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it. And it grows with your business.
Yeah.
And I know in our business, our top 3 sales converting strategies is our strategic alliances by far, and then our referrals, and then LinkedIn, and now YouTube is becoming a great lead generator for us as well. And we use those because we use them to build assets to attract strategic alliance partners, but the knock-on effect is it attracts the right customers as well.
Yeah.
So we do very little paid marketing at all. And really, we have very high success rate amongst our clients and in using the 6-step program that you mentioned. So did you want to do you want me to touch on a few of the key things that we...
Yeah, that'd be really good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, the first thing I always cover, and I know you'll mention the free report later on, and that information on the 3 mistakes that everyone really should avoid when they're looking to form any sort of alliance. And also we, in that report, I talk about some, key global trends. And, GE's Global Innovation Barometer talks about the rising collaboration among businesses of any size. So there's some really key trends happening around the world that businesses of all sizes have an opportunity to capitalise on.
Yeah.
So I'd encourage your audience to have a look at that, because it just gives you a few more fundamentals, which I won't go into on the call today.
Yeah,
but the 6 steps, really the key to forming successful alliances is in the preparation. So if you do the right preparation, it's actually very easy. And if you go into it with an attitude of genuinely wanting to create win-win outcomes for your business and the businesses that you work with, then you're really setting yourself up for much greater lifestyle and financial outcomes in your business. So the first step is really about forming a partner-friendly mindset and getting partner ready. So as you know, there are a few things that we go into. But some of the key things that we've talked about is, you have to be a raving fan of your business. If you aren't a raving fan of your business, then nobody else is going to be. So, that's, I think, one of the key things, and that's where, enthusiasm is quite infectious. So, if you're a dentist, then, depending on whether you specialise in a certain type of dentistry or you have a particular type of target market, getting partner ready is just having clarity about, what is your offering and why do you, why is your practice great and what do you love about what you do? And the other key thing about getting partner ready is being really clear on your objectives and your target market. So we have another great video that we did with a mutual friend of ours, Andrew Roberts, and that's all about niching. So he talks about the fact you don't have to niche your product, but you niche your target market. So even as a dentist, it could be that you specialise in children or elderly people or whatever it is. But that can be quite powerful when you're talking about strategic alliances as well. So the
I think sorry to jump in, but I think. One thing I was taught by a guy called Taki Moore, in your marketing, he said just do one message for one person. And I just found that was so much more effective. In my own experience, just in running ads and stuff, I've found 5 times the response when I just had just one real big benefit for one type of person, and it's just so much more effective.
It's like sending a generic email. You get a much lower engagement than when someone is actually talking to you and you feel like they understand what you're specifically needing. So very, very true. And couldn't be truer when it comes to strategic alliances. So that's just another great video that your audience might want to check out on our website.
I'll put a link to that.
But also, I can send you a link if you'd like to add it. So the first step really with getting partner ready is it doesn't matter what stage or size your practice is at, but really it's just about being clear of what are your objectives, who is your target market, and what role is the strategic alliance is going to play in your business. So is it about building your brand? Is it about driving more of the right customers through the door? Are you wanting to share costs? There's lots and lots of ways that you can use strategic alliances to build a very powerful business. You may even have assets in the business that could be creating revenue, new revenue into the business as well. So there are lots of ways to use it. So really it's by understanding where it is you want to go, you won't get distracted by the wrong types of alliances. And that's why that preparation is so important. The second step is to look at your assets. So every business has assets, every business owner has assets in their business that would be of interest to a strategic alliance partner. And really what we're looking at with strategic alliances is sharing assets so that there's a mutually beneficial outcome for both businesses. So the next step here is to you really take stock of the assets that you've got in your business and how that might be appealing to a potential partner. And there are lots of ways that you can amplify those assets or repurpose them. And I know we talked about what I did with Darrell Lee and their chocolate factory. So they saw it as a manufacturing facility and I saw it as a VIP Willy Wonka chocolate factory experience that we used to excite their strategic partners and the customers of those strategic partners, which was about 10 million of them collectively. So there's great ways that you can be unlocking more profit in your business with assets that you already have. So that's the next really important step. The third step is about getting the right prospects. So identifying the right partners for your business. And I know you and I were throwing a few ideas around specifically for dentists, but if people are going to the dentist to improve their appearance in terms of their smile, then it may be a suitable alliance to join forces with Maya One's affiliate program. So they have local affiliates that are located near a Maya centre, and you can provide Maya One points for every dollar that a customer spends with you. So you get promoted. They've got about 3.5 million in their database around Australia, but you can get promoted to however many of those customers are located in your local area. So there are lots of programs out there like that. But on a smaller scale, it could be the local clothing boutique in your shopping strip. So, if you're coming in to improve your appearance, then spending a lot of money on your teeth and getting some clothing vouchers to go and buy some new clothes, or, there are lots of ways you can value add the relationship and have clients being sent both ways. So in terms of the way that you would identify the right partner prospects is to look at your customer's journey. So, if you're getting asked for referrals, or if there are specific places that your customers are going to before and after going to you that's related to your business, then that's a great way to identify some low-hanging fruit. Yeah,
that's one thing I've talked about with quite a few of my clients is that they don't just go to your business. They whether there could be a kid, they may play for a sports team. If it's a corporate person, they work at an office with hundreds of other corporate people that probably live in the area as well. There's so many other businesses they're going to, and if they can set up even just one partnership, it could be 10, 20, 50 new customers into their business just by running sort of one partnership. It's pretty crazy.
Absolutely. And I mean look, even just thinking totally outside the box, we had Easter up in the mountains over the weekend, and there was a great face painter outside the toy shop. And she was charging for her services, but it was making people stop outside the toy shop. And while one child was being painted, what were the other kids doing? What were the kids doing? They were in the bloody shop buying stuff. So that was really win-win. The face painter won, and so did the toy shop. But even with dentists, if you're catering to children, they traditionally don't really know. Not nobody enjoys going to the dentist, but a lot of people don't exactly go, wow, I'm going to the dentist. I did when I got my teeth whitened. I thought that was a great investment.
You're supporting.
If you specialise in kids, why not have a face painter there, or designate one day a week to getting having a kids day in the practice, and maybe have a face painter there, or someone making balloon animals. Something that would just make that experience more fun for the kids, and obviously has relevance and alignment to what's going on.
Yeah, one thing I really, because I think a lot of dentists might be, I think there's a big element of fear when it comes to partnering up, and not just in approaching the business, but also just having the guts to, find these businesses and partner with them, because they might be like, I'm a dentist, but a lot of people, if you had the face painted, like the kids would love it, but it's not it may not be something that a traditional dentist would do, but that's exactly the reason why people would love it. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I think it's
unique,
really
isn't
creative.
It?
Yeah, it's just, I just think, there's so many opportunities if you're really creative and just focus on adding value and creating a real experience. It really elevates you above every other dentist in the area, I think.
Well, I know that when you joined our community as well, that one of the ladies in the community is a photographer. There's a few of them actually, and I said that you should have a chat to Ray, because portrait photographers or anybody, even we have another woman who specialises in LinkedIn profile pictures, and there are a lot of people out there who are self-conscious about their smile, or would like to spruce it up. And even getting your teeth whitened is not a huge investment, and I think it makes a great difference. So people who are confident with their smile, that ties in really nicely with photography. So that could be another really great aligned business for a dentist. So I think the beauty of what I love about this step 3, which is the partner prospecting, is when you really go through your customer journey, and it's why we've structured our programs the way we have, because nobody knows your business better than you do. And by going through that journey with your customer, you can really start to see what's important to them and what would excite them. And
it's good to just learn about their world, because you might be you're the dentist, you're just one little part of their life. But if you really, it's just a great exercise in understanding your customer, really, and you can really see the end to end, what's the rest of their world, and can you partner up with the other businesses in their world, because that's when then you just start to own that whole sort of chain.
And I think what I loved was with the interview I did with Andrew, was when he chose podiatrists as a niche, you can use strategic alliances to very effectively test a concept. So if you're thinking, look, maybe I want to specialise in kids under 12, or maybe I want to specialise in a certain type of customer, then you could bring in a strategic partner, and you can just do a test campaign to see how well that works for you. And like Andrew did, he only wanted 10 sales to decide that it was a viable niche for him, and he got 35. So, and that was one webinar. So loads and loads of benefits to how you can use strategic alliances. And
I think it's also good for newer practices, or people that, I definitely believe that you should have some sort of marketing budget, but obviously I can understand that earlier stage businesses, they may not want to spend big dollars on ads, especially when they don't know what they're doing, and it's a very risky sort of thing. And I think alliances are a really great way for an earlier practice to really grow without outlaying any cost, and also build good relationships sort of in the meantime.
Definitely. And I know I did an interview with James Stevens of Roses Only, and he said, in the early days of business, it's only natural that you're looking for friends, as we call them, friends with benefits. But he even then talks about, even when he became a global business, that he said he could do it on his own now, but why would he? Because the results of what he wants to do are still greater in partnering up with other businesses. So you're just doing it at different levels. But I think about my local shopping strip, and I was thinking about real estate agents the other day, and I've got a friend up who's an agent. And when you move to a new area and you buy a house, you are looking for a new dentist, you're looking for a new hairdresser, you're looking for, all of these new services that you had, in the other place that you lived.
Yeah.
So there's even some good alignments there.
Yeah, totally. Moving on, so step number 4.
Step 4?
Yes, step 4. You're more attractive than me.
Now, the next question that usually comes up in people's minds, and it's no coincidence the way the sequence works, is, but what do I offer them? And so the next one is the offering. And, we, in our programs, we go through, what the top types of partnering structures are and how they work.
Yeah.
And so there are ones like My One Affiliate, which is basically for every dollar spent, you buy the points that you give to your customers, and you pay for each of those points. And it's still a pretty nominal amount. It's usually around the 2 to 3% mark. And if you think about, if you had a 3% off sale, that wouldn't really excite anybody. But if you're promoting, now earn my 1 points, and here's the silver lining if you need major dental work, go buy a new wardrobe.
Love it.
So it's so the offering's really important, because that's where a lot of people get stuck. They might find a partner and they're both thinking, this would be a great idea, but then they're not sure how to set it up right, or they're not sure what the win-win offering looks like. And so there's lots of ways that you can do it, and you can go online and you can research it. We go through a few of the top ones with our audience. We do the top 10 in our 2-day. But, usually you just got to think about what's the value exchange. So for the common ones is, content, or it could be, some sort of benefit or value add. There's some of the more common ones that people use. But there's loads of ways that you can do it.
Yeah, and I think it's just chatting with your prospective partner and just chatting. I think a lot of people get really worried about what they could offer, but sometimes you just ask your partner. They'll be very quick to say what they want.
Absolutely, and this is what we've talked about, isn't it? Where you're taking the guesswork out of it when you're working with a strategic partner, because they know what their customers like. They know what excites their customers. So in most cases, you just ask the partner, what do customers love? What would they really enjoy? Yeah. So, it may even be that for a clothing boutique, you run a competition where, their clients could win, their teeth whitened, or, some cosmetic dentistry.
Yeah,
so simple things like that,
Yeah. Sweet. So
the fifth step is where you actually start to make contact. So you can see that there's the preparation, but if you do the right preparation, you're going to maximise the probability of success of your alliances, and you're going to make it faster and easier to deliver and more successful. Yeah. So once you've done those things, you're then ready to start making contact with the appropriate partners, and you're quite prepared. You don't go in there with a big proposal. You don't go in there and you don't tell them how it's going to be and tell them what you want. You go in there with that win-win attitude. You've done your research on them, and you want to explore win-win opportunities and make it really easy for them to say yes. Very low commitment. Just keep it really simple in the early days. I think it was one of the things that one of our clients said to me. After the 2 days, she'd spent 12 months trying to negotiate with a BRW Fast 100 company, and within 4 weeks of the 2 days, she got the deal. And she said her big takeout was that she was overcomplicating the alliance. So as much as we want to impress somebody, and you think that the more complicated it is, the more value there is, usually it's best to just start with something really simple. And you want to test the water with them as much as they're wanting to test the water with you. That's the way to turn it around a lot faster as well.
Yeah. I think it's very important, because especially when you're just getting started out, like as I've learnt after doing your 2-day course, I thought, really just simplifying the offer, thinking win-win, and just being, and just taking it easy. I think initially I got a bit overwhelmed with trying to partner with other businesses, and until I just simplified what I was doing, and I was just like, hey, we can just try this out. We'll just test the waters. We'll do this offer. We'll see how it goes. If it doesn't work, it's very low cost to everyone involved, and it's pretty relaxed. And I think that's one of the key things that I want people watching to take away is don't overcomplicate this for yourself. Setting up a partnership is not this crazy. I've certainly learned just after approaching a whole bunch of complementary businesses recently that it's very simple, and if you're coming with good intentions and you're organised, I've just been blown away with how easy it is to get into conversations with these people. And I think other dentists watching, they just reach out to people and have that right mindset, keep it simple, and they'll do well.
Well, you're a great example of the successes that you can have when you just follow a system, and honestly, it's just your results have been fantastic. So it's really getting into now that the rubber hits the road, it's quite simple when you know how, and it's just keeping it really easy. And simple for both parties. There's a great partnership marketing expert in the UK called Andrew Armour, and he wrote an article where he said, you're asking for a first date, you're not proposing marriage.
Yeah, totally.
Great thing to remember when you go in with that, early conversation, and you're building a relationship. So, you want to get to know each other and make sure it's the right relationship for both of you. So, there's obviously a lot involved in sealing the deal. But the main things for your audience to know, keep it simple, test the water, optimize your LinkedIn profile. Don't ever send a generic LinkedIn request. We talk a lot about that. Yes. And even if you're a business to consumer or customer business, you're still business to business when it comes to strategic alliances. Yeah. So you want to, dentists are a local area business, so there's some, different strategies for local area business versus other types of businesses. But, people generally will, I know I Google people all the time. So, your assets part of your reputation and your brand. So even your website and having testimonials and things like that, you just want to be nice and polished. And so, really in that step 5, then it's just about, once you've got an agreement, it's talking about how it's going to work for you both. Again, really looking at that win-win. Yeah. And then getting it in writing. So we don't always say you need legal agreements and you need to go down that path. Yeah. And we're not lawyers, so, at the end of the day, you've got to get your own advice. But, if you're running a simple marketing campaign, just keep it simple. And what you do want to do is just put everything in writing. Yeah. Because you don't want silly misunderstandings creeping down the track. Yeah. Ruin a perfectly good partnership. So main things with Seal the Deal is get it in writing. And then step 6 is managing and leveraging your alliance. And that basically means doing what you said you were going to do, being a great partner, and making sure you can measure the results, because you want to measure the results not only for your own purposes, but also to share with your partner, because if it's a great alliance, you want to keep them on board and you want to make sure that you continue to build on that relationship. So Katrina from Bubbler, who I mentioned earlier, she did a great alliance with a resort in Queensland, and it went gangbusters for both of them, and she grew her database by 2,500 members through that one competition that they ran. And so they've shared those results. They were both thrilled with the outcomes, and now they're looking at how they can build on that relationship. And that's pretty much how it works.
Yeah. Wicked. So one thing I love to do is always give people an action item. We can teach, but at the end of the day, if you don't take action, nothing's going to change in your business. So what is if we had to give a dentist watching right now, what would be step 1, just for someone watching that's, they've seen this, they think partnerships seems like a great idea. What should I do just to get started? What's that first step, do you reckon?
Well, I would say that you want to go for the low-hanging fruit. So think about any other businesses in your immediate area that are aligned with you. Yeah. And I would go. I would introduce myself and even give them a free checkup and get them to come and experience your practice and start to build relationships with them that way. And then really it's about going back and going through those steps that we've just talked about to start to think about how you could create alliances with those businesses. So in terms of an action, I would pick, we always talk about picking your top 3, and I would pick the 3. So go back and listen to this video, pick the top 3 businesses in your area that you think are best aligned. Think about what it is you want to achieve, what you have to offer, and then make contact. Yeah.
I think it's just getting the conversation started. There's the worst that could happen is they say no, or that there's nobody's gonna. I don't think any business owner is going to be offended if you're like, hey, maybe we could refer some business your way, sort of exchange. So I think it's just getting out there. I still, like I said before, I've been blown away with how easy it is. Like, it's ridiculously easy when you approach it right and prepare right, which is stuff that you teach in your 2-day course, which I thought was just it. I went from just reaching out to people and getting average results just to reaching out to people and getting stuff turned around within a few days, and it's just so much so much easier.
Absolutely. And look, into that point, people love people who are proactive. Really, let's face it. And the right, if you come across a business that is not partner friendly, there are plenty of others who are. Yeah. So even if you do get someone that's not particularly enthusiastic and would like to live life as an island, just keep going.
Yeah. And you'll notice those businesses pretty quickly. The people that are always open to have a chat, and then you get other businesses that think you're up to something. It's like, yeah, I'm just trying to grow both our businesses. So it's kind of.
And as we've talked about, if you go to somebody and you say, hey, I'd love to talk to you about how we could help each other and get some great outcomes for us both, not many people turn around and say, yeah, no thanks.
yeah, totally. And I think it's just good to, if you're not sure on the businesses that you could partner with, is just speaking with your customers. You're going to have, obviously, a lot of dentists that are practicing during the day. You're going to have so many conversations with your customers. Just have a chat to them, see what's going on in their world, where they're going. If they mention that they're playing footy on the weekend, what team are you playing for? What if you're talking about how great work's going? What company do you work for? Are you guys just up the road or something? Just digging a bit deeper. It's just great just to be good customer service, but also the more you learn about these people, you'll start to, you talk about the partner radar, where you'll start to be constantly thinking about this. And now that you've hopefully watched this video and you're going to be a bit more in tune with trying to find. You're going to be always looking for businesses. I know that I am now, that I'm always looking at other businesses and seeing if that we could work together. So I think you
realise there are opportunities everywhere. I know you get infected with the partner mindset.
It's like an addiction now, I think. But
so many people in our community, they're like, oh my god, there's opportunities everywhere.
Totally. And you've got so people that are watching this and they're loving it. You've got a great free report that you're offering to our viewers and the people on our list. Where can they get it? I think I've got the URL here, so it's, correct me if this is wrong, but it's partnerup.com.au/free-report, and they can you've got a free report kind of going into these steps, or going into how to do a great partnership in more detail.
Absolutely, and we've got some events coming up. So if they're interested in getting into a room with a bunch of other partner-friendly businesses, then that's a great thing. And I've also, for your guys, got an e-poster, which you can see on the wall behind me.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Just had it redesigned; it looks nicer. But it basically goes through that 6-step process and it breaks it down into the steps for you. So I'm happy to send that to anybody who'd like to drop me an email. Which is simone@partnerup.com.au.
Beautiful, and I'll put a link to that all down in the bottom. But thanks so much for coming on the show, our sort of show, I guess. It's always great to have you. I know that I don't like really recommending people that I haven't worked with, and having worked with you and seeing what you guys are doing, I love what you're doing, and I've got personally a lot of value out of it. My business is much better off for working with you. So thanks for coming on the show this morning, and we'll have to see you around.
My pleasure. Thanks, Ray.
Thanks a lot.